Welcome to Papa Swag TV. My name is John Papa Swag Munsey, and welcome to Papa Swag TV. On this channel, we want to lift people up with the encouraging words from Papa Swag. If that sounds like something that's interesting to you, please consider subscribing to the channel. Well, today I came and did this video because this weekend we just sprung forward. In other words, we took our clocks and moved it ahead 1 hour here in the United States. And I say all that because I started thinking about a couple of things. I thought about clocks and I thought about time. So when I think about clocks, I think about time. And when I think about time, there's three things that I want you to consider, because time is one of the most valuable things, one of the most important things that we deal with. We all deal with time. Some of us feel like we don't have enough time in the day. Some of us may feel like we have too much time in the day. And so I have three things I want you to think about when we talk about time. The first thing I want you to think about when we talk about time, and that I think is very important, is that you need to learn how to value time. And so I kind of have a little bit of a math equation. I'm not the best with math, but let me just kind of give you some idea of how much time you actually have in a week and in a day. So let's say, we're going to just begin to say you start every week with 168 hours in a week. Of those 168 hours in a week, you are going to, if you are a healthy person and you are able to do this, I don't get to do this all the time, but you should sleep about 8 hours a day. So of that 168, you're going to take away 56 hours out of that 168. Then, if you have a full-time job and you're working 40 hours a week, you're working 8 hours a day, so that takes 40 hours of your day away. So that's 56 plus 40, that's 96 hours that are spoken for. And then if you have a 30-minute lunch at work and then you have a 30-minute commute, that's another hour. So that's 5 more hours out of your week that you take. So now you've gotten 56 hours of sleep, 40 hours of work, then the 5 hours for lunch and commute. So that's another 45, 56 minus 40 minus 5. And then, so that value pretty much takes up your time. So after you take all that away, and then you usually have 48 hours for your weekend. Well, probably some in the Friday evenings and some Monday mornings, but we're going to adjust it. So when I did the calculation, it came to about, for free time you have is 67 hours a week. So let me just kind of break it down per day. So in a day, you have 24 hours a day, which breaks down to 1,440 minutes in one day, which breaks down to 86,400 seconds in one day. And so you can see that unless you learn to manage your time, you're going to lose time if you don't pay attention to that time. The first thing I want you to do is value time. The second thing I would like to talk about is enjoy the moments in time. There are moments in time in my own personal life that during my family and during my childhood, I just wish could freeze. The other day I was asked the question, would you rather pause time or would you rather rewind time? And both the answers there's not a right or wrong answer to either one of those. But I said I'd rather pause time, because one of the things I'm trying to learn and one of the things I'm working on in my own personal life, and I would encourage you as well, you might want to try to work on this, is to enjoy the moments. Too many times we're always like, well, I got to get this done and I got that done, or I'm too busy for this. And instead, we need to learn to enjoy the moments of time. So many times I've been looking at the mountains and just enjoying them. I wish I could just hit that pause button, or enjoying the views at the beach and the ocean. Hit that pause button. There's just so many things that, or with my family growing up when my kids were young, there's times when I wish I could hit the pause button and have them stop growing up. Now they're adult children and they're living their own lives. And there's times I wish I could hit the pause button. There's times when I think about my own childhood and I think about driving up Interstate 81 to visit my mom's family, and we would stop at White's truck stop and stop at Stuckey's restaurant. There's times when you'd want to just hit that pause button and enjoy those moments. So number one, I want you to value time. Number two, I want you to enjoy the moments of time. And number 3, and I believe this is the whole key to this title of today's episode, manage your time, master your life. 3, manage your time. Learn to organize your time. Beginning, I told you how much free time you have in a week. If you don't learn to manage your time, that free time is just going to disappear like that. And then if you're not going to enjoy the moments of time, you're going to lose that as well. And so you need to come up with some kind of organizational plan or organizational prioritize situation. I know years ago I took a class. I was sent to a class in the job I was working at to learn how to organize my day and the system that they used was what I call an ABC system. So basically what you would do is you would put a letter A about those things you had to get done that day, a B about those things that were important, but they didn't have to get done that day, but they should be got done by the end of the week, and that letter could change. And then there's the C things, the things that are that are not that important to get done that day or that week, but eventually you want to get them completed. And so I would make a list and I'd put an A1, A2, A3, and a B1, B2, B3, a C1, C2, C3. And I mean, it could be more numbers, but that was the way that I would prioritize what was important to what was not maybe as important. So I learned to manage my time or organize my time. And so I want to encourage you today, come up with some kind of system. Use your telephones. A lot of times my wife will send me things that we have going on, and she'll send them to my calendar on my telephone. And it'll be reminders of things that appointments that I have, or things that I have got to get done. A reminder to go to the grocery store or to the pharmacy to pick up prescriptions for my family. Things like that. These are things that are very important in life that will help you. So understand. So here are the three things I want you to realize. This is my encouraging words this week from Papa Swag TV. One, I want to encourage you. I want to value the importance of time. I went through that math equation, and I probably missed some things because I'm terrible at math. 2, enjoy the moments of time. Enjoy those times when you're at those most relaxing moments, those times when you're like, I don't want time to move on. And learn to enjoy the moment. Don't think about the future, don't think about the past, but just enjoy the present. And then 3, learn to manage your time. Come up with a system where you are organizing your time, where you are coming up with a system where you're putting reminders on and saying, this is what's got to be done. Here's what is priority. Here's what I need to get done by the end of the week. Here's what can get done, needs to get done, but it doesn't have to be done today or this week, but maybe later in the month. Of course, you have appointments that you have to go to and those kinds of things. And so I want to encourage you this week as I talked about clocks and looked at different clocks, and you hear the clock ticking. The clock is always ticking. Life is short. You need to learn to enjoy time. You need to value time. You need to enjoy the moments of time, and you need to manage your time. So that's all I got this week here on Papa Swag TV. I want to encourage you again when it comes to time. And if this is the first time you're watching and you enjoyed today's episode, we've got some more episodes coming out with that, talking about different things like trust and faith and hope, and those kinds of things are coming up in the next few weeks here on Papa Swag TV. And if that sounds interesting to you, I want to encourage you, or if you would not mind, please consider subscribing to the channel, hitting that bell to be notified each time we upload a new video. And if you look in the description, you can follow me on social media. And remember, be encouraged. You are created to do great things, and I'm here cheering you on. Till the next video, have a great week.